This is News 8 Now, This Morning.
I view the petition as nothing more than a pleading which Mr. Cohen needs to prove. He has 3 factors he needs to prove. I am not going to use the petition in any way whatsoever to help him prove that.
If a rule is written in such a way that a reasonable reader will look and say, oh, I'd better not say what I'm thinking because I might get in trouble, that's a chilling effect. And the First Amendment protects against that.
I think we can go a long ways in defining this to make it make sense for folks and to have the majority of people in this community feel comfortable with it.
Good morning, everyone. That was your morning eye opener. I'm Dua Esrar.
And I'm Derek Sibley.
It is August 8th, 2023. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. I hope you're feeling better because I know it was a little bit rough for you, right?
A little bit rough. I've got my tea.
Okay, good. So I heard tea is the magic trick to
and
that.
all of the home remedies, thanks to my mom.
There
Thank you, Mom.
Always good old mom coming into coming in clutch on the emergencies.
Oh,
like
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, you also, not sick. You weren't out because you were sick. You were on vacation. How was that?
It was great. We went to visit my girlfriend's family down in the Texarkana area of Arkansas and Texas. So that was fun. The South was hot, though. I got to tell
Definitely
you. It was a lot
here.
hotter than the Midwest. Yeah. So, we saw highs well into the 90s and triple digits down there. Last week here in the Coulee region, we saw temperatures well into those 80s here. No really heat indice advisories or anything like that. But, temperatures this week are looking relatively seasonable, though. I gotta say, we'll get to that here in a second. Satellite and radar picture showing just a few clouds across the area right now, but other than that, our current temperatures are fairly nice out there. A bit humid, though. Temperatures right now 50s and 60s as you head out the door, with 63 in La Crosse, and in Eau Claire, you're currently sitting at 57. All right, so here's a check on your planner overall today. So partly cloudy skies remain in the picture through at least 11 o'clock this morning, and then we turn sunny by this afternoon with afternoon temperature readings well into the 80s and west-northwest winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Meanwhile, your allergy report today showing that weed is on the medium side, ragweed is low, mold is high, and the same exact forecast in store here for tomorrow. You can actually expect to find the first ragweed pollen on the air sample as we head into this week here too. So something to bear in mind for you allergy sufferers out there, including myself. Pay attention to that. But I'll have a check on your full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes. Dua?
Thanks, Derek. Well, let's get to some news this morning. An emotional day for friends and family of Lily Peters as the 15-year-old accused of her murder heads back to court. News 8 Now's Michael Germain was at the Chippewa County Courthouse yesterday and has the latest.
The 15-year-old suspect in the homicide of Lily Peters appeared in court today. It's an effort to waive him back into the juvenile system. The reverse waiver hearing is an attempt by the suspect's defense team to have his case moved back to juvenile court. The hearing is expected to last several days. Today, Judge Stephen Gibbs laid the foundation for how evidence will be presented as the hearing moves forward. First, no crime scene photos are allowed to be shown during the hearing, including photos or videos of the suspect. Additionally, prosecutors will not be allowed to talk about Lily Peters' character or personal history.
I view the petition as nothing more than a pleading which Mr. Cohen needs to prove. He has 3 factors he needs to prove. I am not going to use the petition in any way whatsoever to help him prove that. He has alleged things. If they don't come in to court, they won't be considered by the court.
Officer Program Services Director Alicia Kraus says juvenile rehabilitation programming can help combat behavior.
We strongly encourage participation in primary programs, however, we cannot force someone to participate if they choose not to.
Lily Peters was reported missing the night of April 24th, 2022. Her body was later found close to her home. The 15-year-old charged in her death is facing first-degree intentional homicide and 2 counts of sexual assault. The hearings are scheduled to continue into this week.
For more information on the case, visit news8000.com or download the News 8000 app. The La Crosse Fire Department responded to a garage fire yesterday. According to a press release by the La Crosse Fire Department, when crews arrived at the scene around 2 a.m., they found a detached garage and camper in flames. Crews were able to put out the fire quickly and keep it from spreading to the nearby house. The house did sustain some heat damage. None of the residents were hurt, but one firefighter was injured. La Crosse Fire Department is investigating the cause of the fire. The showers at Great River Landing have been closed due to vandalism. According to a city official, there have been issues with people breaking the dowels that hold up the shower curtains. There have also been issues with people trying to break into the coin return. Because of the vandalism, the showers are not operational and have been closed indefinitely. The city of Mauston's public speaking rules include a poor word choice. That's according to a longtime political science and free speech expert at UW-Madison. We've previously introduced you to the Mauston Mayor's document outlining new speaking guidelines for public comment portions of city meetings. Longtime UW-Madison political science professor Howard Schwiebers says most of the document is harmless to free speech. He says the rule that comments should not be an attack on an individual, institution, or organization is the only problematic line, according to him. That's because it puts what he calls a chilling effect on a resident's First Amendment rights.
If a rule is written in such a way that a reasonable reader will look and say, oh, I'd better not say what I'm thinking because I might get in trouble, that's a chilling effect. And the First Amendment protects against that.
Schwieber recommends that line be rewritten to include more descriptive examples of what's not allowed. As it is, he says the term attack is not specific. The rules document is on the agenda for tonight's Mauston Common Council meeting. Cannabis is now legal in Minnesota, but the state office overseeing cannabis use is still being set up. That leaves city governments to decide how to regulate cannabis. Winona City Council postponed an ordinance that would have banned its usage in public spaces. The ordinance would have blocked usage in parks, sidewalks, and any city-owned property. Winona's Common Council members largely agreed that any public space ordinance needs to balance cannabis use between consumable and smokable products. Winona's police chief also urged the council to think about large city events like Steamboat Days that might complicate a broad ordinance.
I want you to think outside the box in terms of where are there going to be large numbers of what you're trying to prevent here is younger adults.
I think we can go a long ways in defining this to make it make sense for folks and to have the majority of people in this community feel comfortable with it.
The new state law allows cannabis use on private property and property licensed to permit on-site consumption. The expectation is the council will touch up the ordinance at a later date. The director of the La Crosse Regional Airport presented at a La Crosse County Board of Supervisors planning meeting to provide an update. In June, Delta ended their services in La Crosse, leaving American Airlines as the only airline at the airport. Ian Turner, the director of La Crosse's airport, says airline consolidation after the pandemic and ongoing pilot shortage are why Delta left the region. For now, the only flight American Airlines provides from La Crosse is to Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Turner says although options are limited, he encourages people to look to travel locally before buying tickets with larger airports. The American Red Cross is dealing with a blood donation shortage. According to the organization, they have received 25,000 fewer donations than they need so far this summer. That means that many hospitals are unable to keep their shelves stocked with life-saving blood and platelets. Right now, this Red Cross especially needs blood types O negative, O positive, B negative, and A negative. Anyone willing to help can make appointments to give by visiting redcrossblood.org or calling the number on your screen. The La Crosse County Public Works and Infrastructure Committee reviewed updates to their new all-terrain vehicle ordinance. The committee is set on updating safety requirements and creating a more efficient application process to open roads for ATV and UTV use. The group is trying to make sure the ordinance is similar to other ordinances in surrounding counties.
So we're trying to get that consistency so that folks can go from one jurisdiction to another and still have a common set of rules.
The updated ordinance has set hours that will match those in neighboring Jackson County. Viner also said the changes will improve safety for everyone. You will need liability insurance and a driver's license if you are using an ATV or UTV on the roads. The updated ordinance is set to be presented to the full county board next week. The Houston School District is expected to be holding a vote on a new $30 million capital project. Superintendent Mary Morum says this is the first major capital referendum in a long time, and it's something the board has been developing since Morum arrived 2 years ago. The $30 million would go toward a comprehensive renovation of all district buildings to prioritize building security, something the superintendent says is lacking.
And as soon as you enter, it's like a split level. You can go up or you can go down, and there's no office. So once you get in, you have to report to the office. Now, whether you do that or not, that's up to you.
The high school building has a similar entrance concern where the district office is buzzing in kids without specific knowledge of the entire student body. The question is split into two parts. Part 1 approves $18 million for secure entrances, office renovations, new media centers, cafeterias, and other rooms. Question 2 would approve another $12 million in bonds for building and auditorium performing arts spaces. The state is also set to pay for 42% of the project through an agriculture school tax credit. For a $250,000 home, both questions being approved would mean a $658 annual property tax increase. The special election is today. A favorite La Crosse beer is coming back to City Brewing Company. Old Style beer, which was first brewed in La Crosse in 1902, is returning to its original brewing facility. The beer hasn't been brewed in La Crosse since 1999. It will be back in its original brewery again starting in November. City Brewery will host a series of Old Style themed events ahead of its return, including a September downtown pub crawl. Still ahead on your morning news, Mattel is releasing a new doll from the Barbie movie, and this one toy is almost guaranteed to make you giggle. And a teacher shortage is complicating the educational landscape in U.S. schools, but there might just be a solution in sight. That and more is coming up this morning, but for now, we're sending you to break with something to put the good in your morning. When Helen Tinsley celebrated her 104th birthday this weekend, she decided to share the secret of her longevity with folks around the country. The centenarian says the key to a long life is clean living, specifically avoiding smoking and drinking in excess. But she has another wackier secret to good health. She eats a clove of garlic every day. Don't go anywhere. Your consumer news at News 8 Now this morning is after the break.
Well, we're seeing the clouds begin to clear out now, so now we're going to start to see some sunshine here later into the day, especially just a couple leftover clouds, but that's about it. Current temperature readings into the 50s and the 60s. It's currently 57 in Eau Claire. The temperatures in La Crosse are currently at 63. Winona's at 59. Sparta's at 53. Good morning. You're a little on the cool side. Same here in Black River Falls. You're at 50. Broke was currently at 60. Now for your zone forecast today, I'm expecting that our temperatures will be on the seasonable side once again this afternoon. Highs into the mid-80s. West Salem, you're looking at a high of 85. Bangor, 84. Meanwhile, down south into Soldiers Grove, you're at 84 as well. Stoddard's at 84 too. Brownsville, 85. La Crescent, high of 86. Meanwhile, central zones, Melrose 84, Sparta around the same temperature there. Arcadia's at 84 today, Osseo 83, Black River Falls at 84, and a high of 85 expected around the Eau Claire area come this afternoon. As far as your dog walking conditions go, we start off partly cloudy, turning mostly sunny this afternoon. Lots of sunshine with clear skies as we head into early on this evening. I'll be back with a check on the full weather forecast coming up in a few minutes.
In your consumer news this morning, Mattel's Barbie windfall just keeps getting bigger. As Barbie continues to generate profits after crossing the $1 billion mark at the box office, the toy company is cashing in on a fan favorite from the blockbuster. Weird Barbie, played by SNL legend Kate McKinnon in the movie, is now a limited edition doll available for purchase. The doll will feature McKinnon's hot pink outfit, drawn-on face, and odd hair. It's available for pre-order on Mattel's website. It looks like SpaceX will continue to have a monopoly on U.S. transportation to and from the International Space Station for the near future. Aircraft manufacturer Boeing is hard at work producing an alternative to SpaceX's Dragon 2 spacecraft, which is capable of carrying crew between Earth and the space station. Boeing's ship, which will be known as the Starliner, is now delayed until at least 2024. Boeing has cited issues with the capsule's parachute as the reason for the delay. A major producer of meat products has announced it will be closing 4 of its plants. Tyson Foods says it is shutting down operations at 2 plants in Missouri, 1 in Indiana and 1 in Arkansas. The company pointed to declining revenue and chicken sales as the reason for the closures. Even though Tyson is selling more chicken than ever, executives noted that sale prices have dropped in supermarkets, bringing down Tyson's bottom line. The new school year is upon us, and many schools are still on the hunt for new teachers. The teacher shortage made headlines during the pandemic, but as Christian Benavides tells us, it's an ongoing problem.
Job seekers were a welcome sight at this recent employment fair in Stockton, California. The school district is trying to attract new teachers with signing bonuses of up to $10,000 and 6-figure salaries.
They're just unheard of as far as the amounts of money that we're offering.
The teacher shortage that peaked during the pandemic continues in many parts of the country, including Florida, where there are more than 5,000 unfilled positions.
The health of the teaching profession is at or near its lowest point in the past 50 years.
Melissa Arnold-Lyon co-authored a report on the state of the teaching profession and says money is a big reason why. A study last year found average teacher salaries have actually dropped almost 8% when adjusted for inflation.
According to the National Education Association, Florida ranks 48th in pay, with teachers making an average of $51,000 a year.
At the same time, teachers feel overworked and underappreciated.
Many more teachers are saying that if they could do it all again, they would not become teachers. Many more teachers are saying that the stress of the job is not worth it.
Not only are teachers leaving the profession, many young people don't want to join it. A nonprofit in Philadelphia is trying to change that with a program allowing college students like Shamar Long to become teaching fellows.
I love that I kind of get to have the opportunity to speak to students that may not have ever had a black male teacher in a classroom.
So far, 450 fellows have gone through the program, and 3 out of 4 have become educators.
High levels of job dissatisfaction are just part of what's driving the teacher shortage nationwide. Many teachers feel they are underpaid, overworked, and subjected to large amounts of stress due to the increasing politicized nature of the profession. Well, that's it for your morning consumer news. Let's check in with Derek and get today's forecast.
All right, thanks for that, Dale. We're seeing a beautiful sunrise outside here from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. As you can see right there behind me, those skies are still clearing out as we speak, with temperatures at 63 degrees now in La Crosse. Wind speeds looking calm. Meanwhile, for you in Eau Claire, you're a little cooler than that, however, at 57 degrees with clear skies. West-southwest winds are looking light here at 5 miles an hour. Again, you can see those clearing skies now visible on the satellite and radar picture as we speak, with current temperatures as you head out the door this morning, mainly in the 50s. Further north you are, further south you are, you're looking at temperatures into the low 60s this morning. With here's a look at the day planner. 64 degrees, 7 o'clock, partly cloudy skies to start, and by noon we turn mostly sunny, temperatures at 79 degrees. Lots of sunshine though in the forecast. By later this afternoon, that sunshine will continue as we head into early this evening, with temperatures, at least for our highs today, into the mid-80s come this afternoon. In Eau Claire, you're looking at a high of 84. La Crosse today, I'm expecting a high today here for you of 86 degrees. A few cloudy skies across the area now around the region, but we do expect the remaining clouds to clear out as we head into the 11 o'clock hour this morning. And then the rest of the day today is looking mostly sunny. Now, I am watching this next cold front that's forecast to start moving our way as we head into tomorrow morning. We'll be positioned just off to our north and west by 7 o'clock. Well, that front is actually going to continue to move its way down to the south, and I do expect it to be passing through the area by the afternoon tomorrow. And out ahead of that leading edge of the front, we could be looking at a couple of light spotty showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms also moving through the area before it all clears out of here as we head into tomorrow evening and tomorrow night. Now, here's Thursday morning, and you can see a few clouds, slight chance of a shower here possible in the wake of that front here still lingering, because that front is going to stall out here a little bit. It looks like as we head into Thursday, that could give us a little bit of moisture to work off of along that boundary to help increase the clouds once again as we head into Thursday afternoon and also into Thursday evening. So that's why we're going with a couple of chances there as we head into tomorrow. 30% odds for showers and thunderstorms as that front moves through. Thursday, we'll keep our skies partly cloudy as the front kind of lingers near the area. Now, Friday through the weekend, I'm watching another system that could give us a chance of more showers and thunderstorms. Highs into the 80s, low temperatures into the 60s. Stay with us. We're back with much more news and weather still to come on News 8 Now this morning. We're taking a quick break with a look what happened on this day in history for August 8th. We'll be right back. Welcome to the Blitz. In just 3.5 weeks, the UWL football team gets to kick off its regular season. And expectations are high again in lacrosse. The Eagles are coming off a 9-2 campaign, a playoff berth as well, and this team is expecting even more this season. UWL comes into 2023 ranked 12th in the country, according to D3Football.com. That's second best in the WIAC, just behind 11th ranked Whitewater, the only team to beat the Eagles last season in conference play. But it's a new year for head coach Matt Janis, as always, expectations remain the same for this squad. The Eagles holding Media Day on Monday as the team prepares for another grueling regular season. Janis says it's hard to stay patient waiting for August to come, but here we are. The team is back together in lacrosse, and it's time for the Eagles to get to work.
It's like finally, I mean, as a coach, you're just finally, let's go. You know, because you get those extended Italy practices. So you know, by the end of that, we kind of needed those guys need a little bit of a break, and then you get into July and you're just like, you're just kind of waiting around. You're sitting, you're waiting, and now it's getting real.
And it's going to get even more real 3 weeks from Thursday. Eagles kick off the regular season on the road against Dakota State. The Legion baseball season officially came to an end over the weekend, and what an awesome way to go out for these guys. 10 of our area athletes getting the chance to play on a Major League Diamond Sunday in the Legion Baseball All-Star Game, and that puts a cap on another incredible baseball season here in the Coulee region. The Red Hot Loggers are looking for their 4th straight win. Lacrosse north of the border tonight in Thunder Bay, and it doesn't matter where this team plays, they just hit. Dan Merkel goes back up the box for a base hit. That drives in 2 to make it 5-1 Loggers. Then it's Ben Ziegler, Noma adding it to the 6th. He scorches 1 to center, too hot to handle, and that's going to allow another run to score as Aiden Sweat comes in to make it 6-1 Lacrosse. And then in the 7th, Sweat strikes 1 into center field, and that is going to drive into 2 more. Loggers pouring it on tonight, so they get their 4th straight win, 12-2 over Thunder Bay. Well, the Brewers opening up a 3-game set with the Rockies, and Milwaukee mashing all night in this one. Bryce Turang gets the crew on board with a 2-run shot. Brewers take a 2-1 lead, and it was all Milwaukee from that point on. Tyrone Taylor going oppo in the 8th, high and deep and to right, and that's going to sneak over the wall for a solo shot that makes it 9-1 Brewers. And boy, did Milwaukee hit the jackpot with this kid. 2 on for Sal Frolic, and the stud strikes again. The rookie takes it out to right center for a 3-run shot. All Brewers tonight. They make it look easy over Colorado. 12-1 is the final. Twins have been red hot. They were looking for their 5th straight win tonight in Detroit, and Minnesota strikes first. Carlos Cora lines an RBI double down the left field line. Donovan Solano scores to make it 1-0. Then it's Ryan Jeffers with 2 on. Goodbye. This ball is absolutely hammered to left, and it ain't coming back. A 3-run shot makes it 4-0. And then it's Cora with 2 on in the 2nd, and this one's not staying in the park either. Cora goes the other way, just getting it over the wall and right for a 3-run shot. That makes it 7-0. And that was more than enough for Pablo Lopez. The Twins ace goes 7, strikes out 8. Minnesota wins its 5th straight, 9-3. All right, well, that will do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Expect more from News 8 Now. Thanks for watching.
Bloomington police will soon be equipped with stop sticks that shoot straight out of their squad cars. The department says there's been a steep increase in pursuits in recent years. Jason Rentella explains why police say the mobile stop sticks will keep everyone safer.
Bloomington squad cars have a new tool to stop those who flee from police.
It's like Mario Kart, right? I mean, you basically pull up next to the car, push the button, it goes under the tire, they drive over it, and it deflates.
It's called Mobile Spike, essentially stop strips that project from a vehicle. It's meant as the alternative to officers throwing stop strips across a road.
That's inherently dangerous because a lot of officers sometimes are getting hit. One of our commanders actually found them online and did some research, and we brought him here to do a demo last year, and we liked the product, so we purchased 3 of them to see how they work out.
Friday is the last day of Mobile Spike training for officers here in a Mall of America parking lot.
Now to slow down, watch where the red strips hit. There you go. Just like that.
We've seen a significant increase in police pursuits.
Chief Hodges says as recently as 2018, the department would see roughly 20 pursuits a year. Last year, that number skyrocketed to 115. The chief says this also serves as an alternative to pit maneuvers, which are high speed and put everyone, including other drivers, at risk.
This, I believe, will allow us to apprehend more people in a quick, safe manner.
These are the spikes they would use in real life. Today, it's just for practice. Hodges says the sticks have held up after roughly 600 training deployments.
Some people just think they can just run from the police and nothing's going to happen. And we want to make sure that we're able to catch these people and do it in a quick and safe manner.
Chief Hodges believes this would make Bloomington the first department in the Midwest to use the mobile spikes. Senator Tammy Baldwin visited Portage to promote her efforts to fight the opioid epidemic. She was joined by members of the Prevention and Response of Columbia County as she toured the Harbor Recovery Center. PARCC, as the group is known, was created in 2015 by a group of concerned citizens with a common goal: ending the opioid crisis in their communities. Members of the group include recovery professionals, parents, service providers, law enforcement, teachers, and more.
This epidemic really encompasses a lot of different but interconnected problems that need to be addressed. And the way I see it, we have to address all of them.
Last month, Baldwin helped pass the Fend Off Fentanyl Act in Congress. The bill is designed to target opioid supply chains, specifically chemical distributors and cartels, in order to stop the deadly substance from reaching U.S. markets. She was also instrumental in pulling down more than $1.5 billion for the state opioid response grant program. The debate over who will cover the cost of renovations at American Family Field just got more complicated. Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley says he is looking into ways for the county to pay the repairs at the 22-year-old stadium. According to a spokesperson for Crowley, his office is hoping a new sales tax increase will free up space in the budget, allowing the county to cover some of the renovation work. The Milwaukee County Board, however, appears staunchly opposed to the proposal. CBS 58's AJ Bayatpour had more.
The political game of finding money for American Family Field repairs is still in its early innings, but the lines are already clear. The top Republican lawmaker, Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, has rejected Democratic Governor Tony Evers' plan to use strictly state money. Vos wants local contributions from Milwaukee. Monday, a spokesperson for Milwaukee County Executive David Crowley confirms his office is trying to make that happen. In a statement to CBS 58 News, he says, quote, "We propose technical changes in Act 12, the shared revenue bill, to allow us to use sales tax dollars to further reduce our structural deficit and provide more financial flexibility for Milwaukee County to provide a local contribution. What that means is the county wants permission to use its increased sales tax revenue to pay off additional types of pension-related debt. But the county board, which took a symbolic vote in May to oppose any additional stadium funding, says any money that change would free up should not go toward the ballpark.
I look forward to a significant investment from the state of Wisconsin for the Brewers and for AmFam Field, but that simply can't come from Milwaukee County. It has to come from the state.
One supervisor, Sheldon Wasserman, says the only acceptable local contribution would be bringing back the 5-county sales tax that built the stadium, then ended in 2020.
Let all the 5 counties participate. They should pay for it. Let the stadium board reissue their tax. That's the way we do it.
A study commissioned by the team estimates American Family Field will need about $425 million worth of repairs by 2040. Now here's Derek to tell us what to expect for our morning commute. And Derek, is it a perfect day to go out to the ballpark?
Absolutely. I gotta say, once these final remaining clouds clear out, Dua, our skies will turn beautifully sunny out there, and our temperatures will be well into the 80s here come this afternoon. We'll get to that in a second. But as of right now, again, speaking of the clouds, you can just see a few of them left over. That's really about it, though. Temperatures into the 60s outside in some spots, mainly down in the south, 63 in La Crosse. Temperatures in Eau Claire currently at 57, 52 in Sparta, currently at 59 degrees if you're in Winona. All right, the forecast overall today, 86 degrees, partly cloudy skies. And again, that's a pretty seasonable day here for August. Northwest winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, also looking pretty average as far as our temperatures go, 62 degrees, mostly clear skies, wind speeds light and variable. So for your forecast today, as far as the mowing conditions go, I think today is one of the best days this week to go ahead and mow if you haven't already done so. 65 degrees at 8 o'clock. Turning up to 79 degrees by noon today, mostly sunny there, and then picture perfect sunny 5 o'clock this afternoon with temperatures at around 84 degrees. Now coming up in a bit, we'll take a look at your final check on the full weather forecast after the break, and we'll talk about what the rest of the week could be looking like, plus your weekend forecast as well. But also coming up in our Buzz Reports, we'll take a look at that because we have some things here to talk about as far as Beyonce helping her fans on top after helping them get home after a DC concert. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Looking mostly clear here this morning from City Cam 8 in downtown La Crosse. As you can see there behind me, 63 degrees is our current temperature now. Visibility looking nice at around 9 miles. Wind speeds are looking nice and calm. Meanwhile, to the north of Eau Claire, current temperatures are at 57 degrees. Light west-southwest winds at around 5 miles an hour. And our visibility is looking crystal clear at 10 miles. A few clouds here and there across the area now, but we expect the remaining clouds to clear out as the day progresses on. Temperatures as you head out the door this morning are into the 50s. Further north you are, further south you are. You're currently stepping out the door to the 60s outside currently. And here's a check on your overall day planner. 64 degrees with a few clouds here, and then 79, mostly sunny by noon today, 4 o'clock, and we're looking sunny temperatures at 86 degrees, and then we'll keep those clear skies in the forecast with temperatures at 78 by 8 o'clock this evening, with our forecast highs expected to continue to rise this afternoon into the mid-80s here later today. A high of 86 in La Crosse this afternoon and a high of 84 in Eau Claire. So let's talk about Sky Tracker. Seeing a few leftover clouds here as we just saw in the satellite picture, the model picking up on that as well. I'm expecting that to all clear out of here by 11 o'clock this morning. And really throughout the rest of the day, we're looking at mostly clear skies, slight chance of a shower possible, but I think for the most part, we're just going to be looking pretty sunny here for much of today. Now, I'm watching this next cold front back to the west of us, and that's going to start to move in as we head into early tomorrow morning. It'll be positioned just off to our north and west by around 7. That front's going to continue to move its way south, and as it does so, we could be looking at a couple of light showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms as well, developing along the leading edge of that frontal boundary as it pushes south, and then clearing through the Coulee region as we head into tomorrow evening, with a few leftover clouds as we head into tomorrow night into early on the day on Thursday morning, and a few clouds here are still possible that could linger as we head into Thursday afternoon as well. And then those clouds increase again as we head into Thursday evening as that frontal boundary continues to hang around here, and that could help give us some more moisture to kind of feed off of and work with as we head into Thursday afternoon, evening. So here's a check now on your 8-day forecast. Again, the 30% chance of showers and storms coming from that front moving in as we head into the day tomorrow. Thursday, we're looking a little drier than that, partly cloudy skies, and then we're watching for chances of showers and thunderstorms Friday through this weekend. High temperatures in the 80s, lows mainly in the 60s.
In our morning Buzz report, Beyonce helped her fans get home after a Washington, D.C. concert. According to the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, the singer's tour paid $100,000 to help keep all 98 metro stations open. Due to the bad weather delaying the start of her show, the Metro extended their train service for an extra hour after the show was scheduled to finish. Beyonce's Renaissance World Tour is currently traveling across the U.S. before heading overseas. Oscar-winning director William Friedkin has died. Friedkin is best known for The Exorcist and The French Connection. He earned 5 Oscars for his work in The French Connection, including Best Picture, Best Director, and Best Actor. He was 87 years old. Semisonic is releasing their first full-length album in over 2 decades. The new album, Little Bit of Sun, will also release with a new single, The Rope. Both the album and single will be fully released on November 3rd. Judging by the little snippet, it sounds fun.
Yeah, it does. It looks a little bit energetic, right? Well,
Yeah.
maybe not a little, maybe a lot.
Yeah.
But it seems fun, though.
I feel like this is going to be wrong. Some of the viewers are probably going to be like, no, this is definitely not it. But it kind of sounds like 70s music.
Yeah, it kind of does.
I don't know. My perception of the 70s is based off of that one Amazon show, Daisy Jones and the Six. I don't know if you know it. It's kind of loosely based off of Fleetwood Mac.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
All right. Well, before we head to break, it's time for today's Look Who's 8.
All right, so we're going to start off with a happy birthday to Colton today. He's turning 8 years old, and his mom and dad and Kenley want to wish him a happy birthday on a special day.
Bronson is also turning 8, and it's his golden birthday. He loves Legos, sorting his baseball cards, and camping.
Well, if you know a special someone that's turning 8 months, or 8 weeks, 8 months, 8 years, 18, 80, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Just upload their photo to our website, news8000.com, and look for the Submit Pictures button on the Home tab. Stay with us. We have everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your Morning News Now is up next. The La Crosse Fire Department responded to a garage fire yesterday. According to a press release by the La Crosse Fire Department, when fire crews arrived at the scene around 2 a.m., they found a detached garage and camper in flames. Crews were able to put out the fire quickly and keep it from spreading to the nearby house. The house did sustain some heat damage. None of the residents were hurt, but one firefighter was injured. La Crosse Fire Department is investigating the cause of the fire. The showers at Great River Landing have been closed due to vandalism. According to a city official, there have been issues with people breaking the dowels that hold up the shower curtains. There have also been issues with people trying to break into the coin return. Because of the vandalism, the showers are not operational and have been closed indefinitely. The director of the La Crosse Regional Airport presented at a La Crosse County Board of Supervisors planning meeting to provide an update. In June, Delta ended their services in La Crosse, leaving American Airlines as the only airline at the airport. Ian Turner, the director of La Crosse's airport, says airline consolidation after the pandemic and the ongoing pilot shortage are why Delta left the region. For now, the only flight American Airlines provides from La Crosse is to Chicago's O'Hare Airport. Turner says although options are limited, he encourages people to look to travel locally before buying tickets with larger airports. The La Crosse County Public Works and Infrastructure Committee reviewed updates to their new all-terrain vehicle ordinance. The committee is set on updating safety requirements and creating a more efficient application process to open roads for ATV and UTV use. The group is trying to make sure the ordinance is similar to other ordinances in surrounding counties.
So we're trying to get that consistency so that folks can go from one jurisdiction to another and still have a common set of rules.
The updated ordinance has set hours that will match those in neighboring Jackson County. Viner also said the changes will improve safety for everyone. You will need liability insurance and a driver's license if you are using an ATV or UTV on the road. The updated ordinance is set to be presented to the full county board next week. The American Red Cross is dealing with a blood donation shortage. According to the organization, they have received 25,000 fewer donations than they need so far this summer. That means many hospitals are unable to keep their shelves stocked with life-saving blood and platelets. Right now, the Red Cross especially needs blood types O negative, O positive, B negative, and A negative. Anyone willing to help can make appointments to give by visiting redcrossblood.org or calling the number on your screen. Cannabis is now legal in Minnesota, but the state office overseeing cannabis use is still being set up. That leaves city governments to decide how to regulate cannabis. Winona City Council postponed an ordinance that would have banned its usage in public spaces. The ordinance would have blocked usage in parks, sidewalks, and any city-owned property. Winona's Common Council members largely agreed that any public space ordinance needs to balance cannabis use between consumable and smokable products. Winona's police chief also urged the council to think about large city events like Steamboat Days that might complicate a broad ordinance.
I want you to think outside the box in terms of where are there going to be large numbers of what you're trying to prevent here is younger adults.
I think we can go a long ways in defining this to make it make sense for folks and to have the majority of people in this community feel comfortable with it.
The new state law allows cannabis use on private property and property licensed to permit on-site consumption. The exception is the council will touch up the ordinance at a later date. A favorite La Crosse beer is coming back to City Brewing Company. Old Style beer, which was first brewed in La Crosse in 1902, is returning to its original brewing facility. The beer hasn't been brewed in La Crosse since 1999. It will be back in its original brewery again starting in November. City Brewery will host a series of Old Style themed events ahead of its return, including a September downtown pub crawl.
And as you head out the door this morning, temperatures are warming up in the 60s under those partly cloudy skies. We'll keep those partly cloudy conditions in the forecast through at least 11 o'clock this morning. And then by the afternoon, we're turning sunny. Temperatures then warming up into the 80s with a little bit of a light wind to work with at around 5 to 10 miles an hour coming from the northwest and west-northwest today. Here's a check now on your 8-day forecast. Watching for a chance of showers and storms tomorrow. Very slim chances, though, from a cold front moving through. Thursday, we're a little drier than that. Friday through the weekend, watching for another chance of thunderstorms with highs in the 80s and those lows in the 60s.
Yeah, definitely cooling down.
Yeah.
It's a slight cool down, but it's definitely happening, and we're kind of falling into that fall weather.
Unfortunately, we won't really feel a whole heck of a lot of a difference from that front moving through tomorrow, but at least we're getting closer to fall, though, like you mentioned. So hey, there's some relief coming next month.
All right. Well, thank you for watching News 8 Now this morning. We'll see you back here later today at noon. Have a wonderful Tuesday.